a bizarre, heartbreaking, yet infuriating story. A 12-year-old boy out of Passaic, New Jersey, was in school, and one day in the cafeteria, a group of the students, boys, started chanting, "Go back to Mexico." Obviously, this 12-year-old boy was Mexican. He's an American citizen, but of course, of Mexican descent. The 12-year-old, guess he had a little moxie about himself. He said, "What are you talking about? We all come from immigrants." The group of kids didn't like that, particularly one 13-year-old that was part of the group, and they allegedly threatened to beat him up after school. Well, that scared him so bad that he pulled one of the teachers aside, told him about what was going on, and the teacher called a security guard who sequestered this 12-year-old boy in a classroom for the duration of the school day for his own safety. I don't know how I feel about that, but let me continue the story. It gets worse. Later that day, the 12-year-old's mom, Veronica Ruiz, picked her son up from school, and she had a 1-year-old baby with her, and they were walking home from school, and the 12-year-old said, "Mommy, the boys that was threatening me in school, they're following us." Sure enough, they were. The boys caught up to him, and the 13-year-old that was the ringleader in this whole situation punched this boy in the face, a 12-year-old son in the face, knocking him to the ground. And then Mama Ruiz put herself between her son and this 13-year-old assailant, asking him, "Hey, leave him alone." This little boy punched this mama in the face and cussed at her. I can't even begin to imagine this. He hit her so hard that she lost consciousness for a while, and then the boys ran. 3 of them fled the scene. Then Mama Ruiz called the police after she regained consciousness, and she was treated at a nearby hospital. The 13-year-old boy was charged with aggravated assault and later released to his parents. I can't. So many things I'd like to say, just it would be irresponsible for me to say it on air. All of it would be facts, but it would be all bad. But I will say this. When you have a culture of racism, mean-spiritedness, and an overall visceral animosity towards black and brown people, and is spearheaded by the President of the United States, this is what you call the trickle-down effect. Conversations go on in the household, kids hear it, they feel the spirit of it, and then they feel emboldened to carry out that same amount of visceral hate at school, at the playground, on the bus, or wherever they are. It's the trickle-down effect, and it is awful. It's awful. Praying for this family. But we have to make sure, family that are listening to me now, that you have to exercise your civic responsibility. You can't say, "Well, it ain't got nothing to do with me." Apparently it does. And I'm going to tell you something. Let me throw this out here. I can say this. And no disrespect to Mama Ruiz, your skill sets or what your skill sets are, this is a terrible thing that happened. But if that had been my mama, that little boy punched in the face, if only to make a point, if only to prove and make an example that if y'all little Negroes that I birthed out of my birth canal ever decide that you want to raise up and put your hands on your mama, I'm going to make this little boy, who has apparently lost his mind, because I'll punch a little kid. I will. I'm going to make an example out of him. I can see my mama now. Della Reese style. "Oh, you want to shoot me in my pinky toe" kind of style. Praying for his parents in their time of bereavement because I'm going to mop the concrete with this little boy. There's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing. I can't say no more.